Hello, fellow preppers. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. It's Thursday, December 17th. The year's 2020. Day 30 of the Oregon lockdown. 30 days. Some people have had it about up to here. In fact, down here in southwestern Oregon, here in Coos County, some of the citizens met with the commissioners Tuesday morning and said, hey, you know what? Our governor's kind of acting like a tyrant, and we don't want to have any more of this. But of course the commissioners seem like, all talk, no action. But, right before the Christmas holiday, shutdown. In fact, I heard, I don't know if it's true, I haven't verified it, but it said something to the effect that we might be shut down till March. Talk about destroying the economy. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Nothing about this makes any sense. We've got the vaccine here in Oregon. They've been distributing the vaccine, but it just doesn't seem to make any sense at all. The whole thing, nothing. But thing is, there's only so much, I can do for me. And that's, each person can only do so much. There's only so much that's in our control. And Joe Biden's talking about, I don't know, taxing guns, taxing ammo, or doing something, basically trying to erode our Second Amendment rights, calling the gun violence a health hazard, and so he wants to use some executive orders to try and circumvent the Constitution. I'm going to tell you right here, right now, there's some people, you're pushing them too far. They're right on the edge. Things could get ugly. That's just the way it is. Things could get really ugly. I hope it doesn't come to that. I really don't. But you know what? I don't know if cooler heads are going to prevail. I really don't. Some people are just going to say, enough with this. And maybe that's what we need. I don't know. But I just really feel for all the people who are going to be losing income, over this next week right before Christmas. I'm not a big Christmas person myself, but you know what? There are other people who are, and I just don't like seeing people get hurt like that. It's just not right. It's just not right at all. And Trump's not backing down, but, the Supreme Court rejected. And it's almost like, what are people going to do? I mean, when we see we've got people violating the law in these high places, but they basically are flaunting it. It's almost like, what are you going to do about it, little citizen, Sooner or later, somebody's going to take the law into their own hands. And that's when things could, something could ignite. And it's something that, be hard to turn back from. Because a lot of people have lost faith in the government, in the leaders, in the election, in just about everything. I was reading an article and they were saying how easy it is to control people, via social media. You can, how people, once they believe one thing or hear one thing, that's it. There's no bringing them back. And that works both ways. I think something was wrong with the election. You watch the TV news and they're always talking about false allegations of this and false allegations of that. But there's hundreds of people testifying that, something wasn't right. Forensic scientists are looking at those Dominion computers, voting machines, showing how, the tabulations aren't right. ballots that weren't ever folded were counted. I mean, it's just some crazy stuff going on out there. You know, meanwhile, the Northeast got hit with all kinds of snow, and people are without power, you know, stuck. I guess somewhere in Florida, I think, got hit with either a hurricane or tornado or something. And once again, people without power, without homes. You know, doesn't look like things are going to get better anytime soon. And then, you know, this Green New Deal that they're talking about, and Elon Musk says there's not we don't generate enough electricity to power all electric cars. So, you know, there's something to be said for that. I mean, just really, if you haven't seen the movie Idiocracy, please watch it. It's a really dumb movie, and you're going to probably wonder why I told you to watch it. You're going to probably want to watch it through to the end. And then you will see it's just like, wow, this is where we are. We are really at the state of idiocracy. Because I have a couple of friends and we talk on the phone and they're always saying, you know, trying to go, well, this doesn't make any sense. I go, yeah, it's idiocracy. If you try to make sense out of what's going on, your head's going to explode or implode, one of the two. Because there is no logic, there is no reason, there is no facts, you know, there are no facts. There's no evidence. It's just idiocracy. So, you know, like, what am I going to do? Just going to pretty much hunker down. Make sure my supplies are topped off. You know, every time I take a car out on the way home, fill it up with gas, because you just never know what might happen. You might have to leave. I don't know. I might have to just stay put here for months. So in either case, I want to be prepared for that. You know, it's funny because people are saying, you know, you're prepared for any disaster. I go, no, I'm not prepared for any disaster. I'm prepared to respond to any disaster. And there's a big difference. Because see, I can't control the disaster. I can control my response to the disaster. So that's what I focus on. And there's a lot of people, I mean, guns, ammo, so hard to find, and when you do, it's expensive. You know, fortunately, you can still get toilet paper, but, you know, we always kind of joke about that, but the reality check is, you know, limit, you know, two packages. And you might think, man, you just harp on that toilet paper. Well, it's not just toilet paper. It's anything that you're going to need on a regular, you know, recurring basis. Something that you're going to consume and you will use it up. And if you don't have enough, you're going to run out. And when you run out, you might go to the store and not be able to get it. So that's why you need to look at what you use on a regular recurring basis and make sure you've got plenty. You know, I usually tell people when I do the preparedness workshops up and down the coast, so most people have just about everything they need, with there's usually one exception. You know, a good water filter. And you can go to one of the big box stores and get a Sawyer water filter that'll filter up to 100,000 gallons for about 20 bucks. And no, I don't own stock in Sawyer. But to me, it's about the best deal for the money out there. And if you have one of those, then you're pretty much prepared, because, you know, we get on the coast, we get 50 to 60 inches of rain, so you can catch rain water and you can filter it and you can boil it and it's good to go. So I always suggest that, you know, even like, so, yeah, you can get the water out of the creek, you filter it, then you boil it, you should be safe. Always boil it to a rolling boil. It doesn't have to be steaming, that's just a waste. Once it starts rolling boil, it's good to go. Ain't no organism is going to be living at that temperature, because they're going to be dead. So, you know, this COVID thing, the way I see it, 2021 is just going to be a year, it's going to almost be like a flat line. It's not going to get better. If anything, it'll get worse. They're going to keep tightening the screws. You know, Congress, the Senate, they're going to go back and forth, back and forth. Meanwhile, the people, are gonna suffer. So you got to do what you got to do to take care of you and yours, and make sure you get through this okay. Because if you fail to prepare, then you are preparing to fail.